beauty about co-housing is that it's community in action. In the community we have teachers, different professionals, but everybody wants to contribute to the other for the uplifting of each other and for the self-awareness. With the shop, which is where I like to shine, it's a place where I can work with adults, work with children, and the children in turn can learn safety skills and how to use tools. And there's many benefits, and it gives the child a sense of self-confidence so that he can present himself in the community with positive attitudes. It's kind of like my grandchildren. I've made many different things with them. And to start with, they brought a drawing. Now, even though I didn't know what was on the drawing, apart from a pile of lines, I knew it had meaning to them. And so I encouraged them, and I oohed and awed over it. And the same in the shop. When I get them to do something small, that it grows, and they want to go more. And my grandchildren love to come to the shop. So it's a bonding process. And that's the beauty of co-housing, because you have that potential. You have the facility, and you have the willingness of others to contribute into the lives of others, including your children. With the shop, we have the ability to have them create whatever their imaginations can think of. I love working with children in this regard, and it's a great place for children to bond and to grow. My first project with the grandchildren was actually a Christmas gift. And what I did was I put together a kit, 3 kits for the, I guess you'd call it a workbench. 1 for the oldest boy and 2 for the younger girls. And later on in the year we got together and we put those tables together. They learned to drill, they learned to put screws in, they learned to nail, and they learned hopefully to make things square. The second project was a tool tote that I had Nathaniel make. It was his choice, and I taught him how to use a scroll saw, and again he had to drill and to use screws. But this time he was much better than the first time. So there was growth, and it was very rewarding. It was a little tote tray that he made for his tools. He doesn't have very many, but he had a hammer, he had a tape, and that's all you need, is a hammer and a tape. You can make all sorts of things.
What is this wonderful machine that you're standing next to?
This is called a hovercraft. It actually is the product of a phone call I got one night when my son called me and said, "Dad, I want to build a hovercraft." And I told him, "That's great, as long as you build the hovercraft." He said, no, he said, I want to quit smoking and I need something to do with my hands. Well, he had me. That was it. There's nothing more I can say. I had to say yes. Well, he learned how to make tools, he did metalwork, he did a fair amount of this himself. And it was very rewarding. And it was a time when we actually bonded together very well. And it's this that has actually helped me through my work years, because I would come home frustrated from work and I would come in here and I would play around with it. I'd work it. I'd make the front duct, I would make the big ring you see. And I would, in essence, have a lesson of therapy. And so this was therapeutic. It was like working in the garden. I'm determined that Christmas, if it's not finished, it'll be mighty close.